Hey, so I wanted to go over dedicated customers, dedicated loads, dedicated lanes, and milk runs, and what's the difference between the two of them. So something that you can do right now, and I'm going to make another video about this in much greater detail. I'm going to be building some software that's going to be able to help you guys improve your strategy. But dedicated lanes, you can get those right now, today, with brokers with a 30-day MC. You just have to know how to do it. If you pick up the phone and give me a call, I'll tell you. But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna make that video about that later and extremely detailed in the software that I'm gonna have for you. We'll do that a little bit later. But for right now, let's go over this one. What are bread runs? What are milk runs? And how can you incorporate those in terms of your cash flow to have a stronger strategy for the future to grow your trucking business? So let's go over milk runs and bread runs. What are they? Let's say, for example, Publix. You want to do loads with Publix and you want specifically to do milk runs and bread runs with them. The name verbatim is exactly what it is, meaning you're picking up milk and delivering it daily, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, and you're doing multiple stops. You're picking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and you're probably done around maybe 1 or 2 o'clock, probably maybe even earlier than that. But basically, a milk run is just that as an example. You're picking up milk and you're picking up bread and you're doing multiple stops at multiple delivery locations. Say, for example, you're doing deliveries at the public supermarkets to deliver their bread. And they don't make their bread in store, but people come to their store to buy bread. Same thing with all of the milk in the back section, in the freezer section, in the refrigerated section. They're not making the milk there. They need it delivered on a daily basis. So you can purchase the milk runs and the bread runs. Go online. I'm in the process of working with a couple direct shippers that are going to be partnership relationships that I can just give to you guys for you to get their milk runs and their bread runs. But from a 30,000 foot perspective, talking about it right now to give you the perspective, how it works is you can do a 1 pick and a 10 stop, and that's your load for Monday. And that's also your load for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And that's how it works. Sometimes it's doing a pickup at 5 o'clock in the morning, doing a 10 stop, and then going back to that shipper and doing another pickup at the shipper, and then delivering another 10 locations at 10 other receivers that you didn't go to earlier in that day, that morning. And you're doing your bread run, you're doing your milk run and doing those deliveries. How it works in terms of securing them, and you can go online and Google this and you can see there's some resources online for you to get connected with. Do your own research or just keep subscribing and I'll keep telling you. But basically, in terms of how you secure the milk run and the bread run is via a purchase of a dedicated lane. You know, in terms of a broker and a dedicated lane, a broker and them giving out freight, or even a dispatcher, the level of fraud that's going on right now is just insane. No broker, please listen, no broker is going to say, hey, carrier, thanks for calling. We'd like to give you some dedicated lanes, North Carolina to North Carolina. You know, we'll give them to you for $1,700 a load. We'll give them to you Monday through Friday. Pay us $1,000 and we'll give you these dedicated lanes. And then the carrier's like, oh my gosh, I found it. This is what I needed. This is what I wanted. Yes, this is fantastic. And then they send out their $1,000 and then they can never get that broker, that dispatcher on the phone because it was fake. That's not how this business works. I've been in this for a decade. It doesn't work that way. If a broker calls you up and says, pay me $1,000 and I'll give you some dedicated lanes, or a dispatcher calls you up and says, pay me $1,000 and I'll give you some dedicated lanes, it doesn't work that way. They don't have anything for you. They're trying to get your money and then they're going to disappear into the shadows. In terms of a milk run or a bread run for dedicated freight from a shipper that you own that lane like you own a piece of real estate on a piece of property. It belongs to you. Your family keeps it. You can pass it down to inheritance to your child and then your grandchild. Like, you own that dedicated lane from the shipper when you purchase the milk run and the bread run. From a financing perspective, that milk run and that bread run, it can cost $500,000 to buy a lane. It can cost $100,000 to buy a lane, but they'll allow you to finance it 10% down. If it's a $100,000 lane with Publix as a bread run, you can purchase it with $10,000 down, which is 10%, and then you can finance the remaining $90,000, which is the remaining 90%. And then that lane that you're already on and you're doing Monday through Friday, it's already cash flowing for you $30,000 a month. That's how this works. But anyway, I wanted to make a relatively short video to go over these details. Do your research, do some Googling, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to make more videos about these specific topics. Dedicated lanes with brokers, which you can get, and you do not have to give them any money to get them, and milk runs and bread runs and how that works with shippers. Hope this was educational and thought-provoking. Subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.